Yeah. Yo, the time the plane leaving? Alright. See you at the airport. Hey. I'm leaving on the next plane. I don't know when I'll be back again. Kiss me and smile for me. Tell me that you'll wait for me. Hold me like you know I'll never go. Even though you know I will, I'm a traveling man, moving through places, space and time.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to my YouTube channel, Traveling Gun. Back on another 4-day trip. It's a new month, so that means new money for a new month. So today was just a 2-leg day. I deadheaded here to Greensboro, North Carolina. I had a turn to Fort Wayne earlier today. And I'm working with a newbie. She's 2 weeks out of training. And had I known that she was that brand new, I wouldn't have had her work the Ford first class, because there's a lot more work to do. But I didn't vlog this morning because she was kind of asking me a lot of things on where things go and things like that, on what to do. So I was helping her out with that. And yeah, if I would have known she was that brand new, I wouldn't have took the back or worked the main cabin. But you know, it is what it is. But just a little quick room tour. So we walk in the doorway. It's the bathroom area. Little, you know, shower. Not bad. So, but this is my first time here in Greensboro. Never stayed here before. Just a nice little. Like I said, it's not that bad. You know, like I said, some of the hotels, I would say 95% of our hotels here at the Reginal are decent hotels that I would spend money on. Now, there's a few of them that I've stayed in before that I don't care how short a change I am, I'm not staying at those hotels. But yeah. And also, I like this particular brand of hotel because they have internet TV, so I can watch Netflix and Hulu. I usually bring my Xbox to watch Hulu and stuff on TV, but I decided not to bring it for the simple fact I just got tired of carrying it around. But before y'all say anything, so what made me start bringing it on my trips was I had a 30-hour layover in Fort Smith, Arkansas. If you don't know anything about Fort Smith, Arkansas, there's not too much to do there, and it was the winter time. And what I mean, I got there Friday. I didn't leave out again until Sunday, and I was like bored out of my mind with nothing to do. There was nothing on TV. But that's all I have for the day. I'm finna go do my, you know, my regular ritual, workout, come back, take a shower, catch up on some TV, edit some vlogs, and just come up with some new creative ideas for things like that. So I'll see y'all tomorrow in the morning, and it's all early reports. Like I said, I have a love-hate relationship with these early reports. So I'll see y'all tomorrow. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to day 2 of 4 on my 4-day trip. So sorry I didn't get to y'all this morning. I'm gonna tell you what happened to me this morning. I fell asleep last night and I forgot to set my alarm clock. And something said, wake up. I woke up at exactly 4:31. Our van was at 5 o'clock. So I'm rushing to try to get ready. Luckily for me, I had everything near, you know, next to each other organized. So therefore, I'd have to run around the room trying to look for it. And then we get to the airport. My flying partner, she left her purse at the hotel. So we had to wait for her to get back. Also, while we were there, there was a mainline flight that left out at 5:30. We were supposed to leave out at 6 at the same exact gate. So we had to wait for them to push back and then to pull our plane forward, and then we could start boarding. So yeah, the morning started out kind of hectic or whatever, but pushed through it. We went from Greensboro to New York, New York to Cleveland, Cleveland back to New York, and then the long 3-hour flight from New York to Northwest Arkansas, and which is X&A. So, what's here in Northwest Arkansas, you may ask? Well, the main thing is this is Walmart's headquarters. This is exactly where Walmart started. So, and then the University of Arkansas is not too far from here. I'm pretty sure there's other things here, but the main thing is the University of Arkansas and Walmart headquarters. So that's what you have here in Northwest Arkansas. You have a lot of flights in and out from LA to Detroit to New York to Dallas. So you have a lot of flights. It's a busy airport. Also, so today was a meal flight, and the two options that we had was it was pastrami sandwich. It's pastrami meat on rye bread. The second one was like a chicken salmon noodle vegetables, basically noodles and cut up vegetables and baked cut up chicken on top of it is what I can say. And how the process starts. So I brought you through and to show you how we start our first class services. And we do it the same way mainline does it, so there's no different, passengers don't know the difference as far as they're getting the same type of service. We start off with hot towel service first. You take 2 cups of water, pour it all over the towels just to make sure they're all, they got wet all the way through. And then once you pass those out, let people wipe their hands, come back, to the galley and go back and retrieve them, throw them away. Then, next step, you grab the white tablecloths or tray tablecloths, whatever you want to call them. And I usually take more than enough just in case something happens, because that's happened to me before. You pass those out. And then luckily for me, we were on the 700. So therefore the service didn't take that long because there's no oven for me to have to warm up any hot food. So everything was cold. So it took me less than 10 minutes, maybe, if that, to pass out everyone's food and get their, their drinks. I got their drinks beforehand. So, it didn't take that long. And basically you just placing everything on the trays to make sure that they're just presentable. And then you sit it down in front of them, let them eat. You walk back through in 10 minutes to see if they're done and see if anybody else need anything. And, it's really not that hard. The flight was 3 hours, but, that's it is what it is. But, today started off a little bit rough, but, from waking up late, I was in a panic. Then, my flying partner, she's brand new, and, I was just trying to explain to her a lot of things, like, I have no problem with it, but, she dinged me to bring her some coffee or something, and she's at the very last row. And I told her, there are a lot of flight attendants here who are not going to be as nice as me, to where you're at the last row and you want them to walk all the way back for some coffee when, like me, what I do is, unless I'm out and I'm like in the middle, sometime I'm gonna ask you, hey, I need this, I need that. Other than that, I tell, the passengers, I'll bring you something back, once I'm through or whatever, especially if I'm at the back, the very, 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 very last row. And I don't ding for the flight attendant, especially if they're doing meal service. Even if they're not, to come back and say, hey, I need this. I'll just let them know, hey, I ran out. I'll bring it back to you. And once I go to the front, park my cart, come back, and just give it to them. It's that simple. Like I said, for me, I don't have a problem with helping. But I know that there are a lot of other flight attendants who are like, look, nah, we ain't finna do this. So, I was just kind of explaining to her that, like, hey, each person is different. One person you might get might be cool with it. The next person is going to be like, nah, look, we can't have that. Stop it. But, she's learning as far as, like I said, 2 weeks out of training. So she's learning. And I'm just trying to show her, situational awareness as far as taking enough snacks back, especially on a long flight. And if you're going to pass out too, take enough snacks back there with you. Certain places, once you've been in this, worked certain routes so long, we go to the same exact places a lot, you'll know what type of drinks that they drink. Like, in New York, you're gonna need some seltzer water because a lot of people in New York drink seltzer water. You come to the South, you have a lot of Cokes, Diet Cokes, and ginger ales. Not to say that's all they drink, or if you go to the Midwest, it's the same thing as Coke Zero, ginger ale, mostly. You go to, Montreal, you need a lot of juice because they drink a lot of juice. It's just, it's one of those things you catch up on take that back. You're supposed to catch up on. Some people don't. Some people still just go through the motion. But, yeah, I've been to this hotel before on one of my vlogs, but they don't even have free weights, and all the machines don't work, so I can't even jog. So I'll probably have to do some sit-ups and push-ups in the room to get my little workout in tonight. So, but don't be like me. Set your alarm as soon as you get to the room, especially if you know that you have an early report. Set it, because you will end up falling asleep, especially if you're tired. You'll lay down in that bed like I did, and then all of a sudden, the next thing I know, my eyes just close, and I wake up at 4:31 rushing. But I'll see you guys in the morning for my 5:15 report again. Good morning, everybody. Today is day 3 of 4. It's about 4:20 in the morning. So today I go to, from XNA I go to Minneapolis, and then from Minneapolis I go to Pittsburgh, and I'm done today around 11 o'clock. So I have all day today in Pittsburgh. I did the same thing again last night. I actually got in bed, which I shouldn't have. Should have sat up. Fell asleep around 8 o'clock, but I set my alarm this time. But I ended up waking up at around 11 o'clock, and I went to the bathroom. So then immediately went right back to sleep. Like I said, I have a love-hate relationship. These early mornings is killer sometimes, but guess what? I get done faster. Also, I like doing early mornings too, because passengers tend to fall asleep as soon as they get on the plane. As soon as you turn the lights off, they fall asleep. So service is a lot easier when it's morning time. But then sometimes you get a plane full of elderly people. They went to sleep probably about 5 o'clock the day before, so they're all up and service is long. Which I've had that happen before. It was majority of like 95% elderly people, and I had to go through three things of coffee. So, but yeah, like I said, it's a pretty easy day today. I have 3 legs, and I'm done before 12 o'clock today. So, no complaints. Like I said, for me, this job does not feel like, this career does not feel like a job. It doesn't really feel like work. It can, sometimes it can be, but sometimes, for the most part, it doesn't feel like work. It's just, it feels like I'm doing something that I really like doing. Like I said, the hardest part about this job, these early morning reports, is like, especially if you're not a morning person, getting up, yeah, but getting up is probably the hardest thing. Showing up on time is not hard. It's just the getting up part. Especially if you've been working all day like I did yesterday. It's like, oh man, I had to get up early. Now I have to do this. Yeah, getting up, that's it. To me, that's the hardest part. I would encourage everybody to get into this field of work if that's something that they like doing as far as traveling. You're seeing people in different places. But yeah, I'm finished getting ready, and I'll see you guys later on. Welcome back again. How you doing? A new day? Well, not a new day. I talked to y'all this morning. So I'm in Pittsburgh. I know this morning I think I said I had 3 legs, only had 2. So I went from Northwest Arkansas to Minneapolis to Pittsburgh. So I'm here in my hotel in Pittsburgh, and it's one of those, you know, have the Whirlpool refrigerator, you know, sink, have a little mini skillet and stove, and a dishwasher, microwave here. I don't even know what this is. Probably, yeah, linen closet. And, you know, a little sofa area. And so when I walked in, I was like, man, where's the TV? And the TV is sitting up on the wall right here. And another thing, so usually when the bathroom is like this, they usually have the way you turn it on right here, but they have it here, so therefore you don't have to try to move out the way and not get wet. It's a perfect idea, whoever started doing that, and I think all the hotels that have those should do that. But it's 1 o'clock right now, and your boy finna take him a nap, probably like a 2-hour nap, get up, go work out, and then, you know, because I have a long day tomorrow, which I go from Pittsburgh to JFK, then JFK to Dallas, which is a 4-hour flight. So that's one of the long flights that we have. So out of Atlanta, sometimes we get those New York trips. That's what I call them, New York trips, because in Atlanta, 4-day trips may be worth, the max I've seen was 20 hours, if that. But you can go to New York and get a 4-day trip probably worth 25 to 28 hours because they have a lot of longer routes. Like they do from New York to Memphis, New York to Kansas City, New York to Northwest Arkansas, New York to Dallas, New York to Tampa. So they have a lot of the longer routes up there. So their 4-day trips are worth more than our 4-day trips down in Atlanta, being that we don't usually have the long, like I said, the actual longest flight directly out of Atlanta is to Montreal, which is like 2 hours and something. So, but I don't plan on transferring to New York. I don't have to deal with what all that goes on in New York. Commuting up there is probably the hardest thing. And then with the winter time, the weather is coming up, so it's like, nah, I'm good. But we're fortunate enough to get some of those trips that I call New York trips that just, I don't see Atlanta until go home day and is in and out of New York or Minneapolis or something like that. But my flying partner, she's kind of getting the hang of it, how everything goes, but there's some times where she has those laps and be like, so what am I supposed to do now? I was like, nothing. We've done everything. Just turn off the lights and we waiting for the captain to take off. But, you know, like I said, when you dealing with newer flight attendants, you have to have a lot of patience, which me, it's not bothering me any, but I know there are a lot of people out there who don't have the patience for it, or they're not, they don't want to deal with it or whatever like that, with the questioning and the forgetting of doing things like that. And me, I look at it as everybody doesn't catch on as fast as other people. I didn't have that problem because I kind of, you know, caught on to the sequence. I would say the sequence of events, meaning what's supposed to happen, when and where and why and how, that type of thing. I was able to catch on to that fast, but a lot of people don't. So, but I am finna take 2 of her reserve days on my off days. And I'm explaining to you why I'm gonna take those reserve days. Being that I'm a line holder, and how reserve days work, I'm only taking 2, so that's 8 hours for me. Most likely, I would not get called for those reserve days because how they do it is they do it from whatever your block is for the month. So let's say if you haven't been flying at all, you have no time for blocks, so they're going to call you first. It's basically kind of a fair system. So the least amount of hours that you have, the more likely you are going to get called first. Being that I'm a line holder and I have 100 hours blocked at 100 hours, I'm not going to get called. So therefore, I can sit at home or do whatever it is I need to do and make easy money doing nothing. So it pays for, like, now granted, a week, if you try to take a whole week of their reserve days, then yes, you're most likely going to get called if you're off for a whole week. But it does you no good to take, as a line holder, to take somebody's reserve days for your trip, because you don't get the credit. You get, well, you might get the same credit hour, but you don't get the per diem that came along with the trip. But if the per diem doesn't matter, then I say do it. But yeah, I'm gonna just take her 2 reserve days because she has them on the exact days that I want them for. So, and then she said that she's trying to plan a Thanksgiving party with her kids for that weekend. So, basically it's a win-win situation for both of us. But most likely I won't get called because I did the same thing 2 months ago and I didn't get called at all. So easy money for me. And that will put me over 100 hours for the month that I have. And I still will have a week off. I still have 11. Right now I'm at 97 hours and I still have 11 days off for the month. And I have the week of Thanksgiving, which is the 20, I'm off the 22nd to the 28th. Then I start a trip on the 29th and I'm off on December 3rd. So I still have 11 days off. Now, if I pick up those 2 trips, that gives me 9 days off for the month, which technically is home reserve and I'm sitting at home. So it's still 11 days. So technically I still get 11 days plus 8 extra hours of doing nothing. So, tell everybody, you have to work smarter, not harder. And that's a smarter way to do it, especially as a line holder, to get free, easy money. Easy money. And it's only 2 days. So even if they did use you, they would have to, you're only gone from the house 1 day if they give you an overnight somewhere. Easy. But, yeah, I'm finna go ahead and catch some Z's real quick. Hopefully I hear my alarm and wake up in 2 hours. Because if I sleep any longer than that, I won't be able to get up. Well, I won't be able to go to sleep tonight because we have a 4:30 van. Because the vans here run every 30 minutes versus on demand. And I don't have to be at the airport until 5:15. So the fact that, and it takes 20 minutes to get from the hotel to the airport. So we have to leave at 4:30. Crazy, I know. But it's a win, it's a catch to everything. It's always like that at certain hotels. Got to go by the rules. But I'll see you guys later on. Good morning, everybody. It is go home day for me. And I can't be more happy to go home today, but not after I have this long flight from JFK to Dallas. So today I go from Pittsburgh to JFK and then JFK to Dallas. So I did go to sleep. I was supposed to take a nap, but it ended up turning into an actual hibernation. So I didn't wake up until like 12:30 in the morning. Yeah, so it happens. It's just one of those things that happens or whatever. So as you can see, I have a 5:20 showtime. 5:20. We have to take a van that's almost an hour prior to our showtime because it's a 20-minute ride to the airport. So we can't leave at 5 o'clock on the van, and the shuttles here run every 30 minutes. So as you can see, it's 5:14 in the morning. So since I'm gonna have a lot of time, what I will do is ask my flying partner to see if she would like to be a part of my vlog, ask her some questions since she's new to the company, and just to see what she thinks and give her some, give her opinions on our company and see what she says. But other than that, I'll see you guys on the plane. So I've made it on my bed here. My flying partner didn't want to be a part of the vlog, so it's okay. But I made it to my deadhead. The Dallas flight wasn't that long. Well, it was long, but it wasn't stressful or anything like that. So it is what it is, but I'm going home. But I did show y'all another meal flight. The first meal that we had was a turkey and cheese on flatbread with fruit. Second one was just some Czech cereal with yogurt and fruit as well. We even had a vegan meal. It looks like it was tofu, asparagus, red potatoes, some fruit, and a rice cake. Now, I'm not vegan, so I'm not for sure if that was really actually tofu or if it was good, but the person didn't eat it. But, yeah. But it's the same as it always is. You know, the flight is always the same. It was a pretty easy flight. People went to sleep. Actually, on this flight, we do 2 services. One, the regular service, and then after, like an hour prior, we go through with water. So there's, 2 services because it's a long flight. But I'm glad to be going home. Thank you all for watching.
Moving through places, space and time. I got a lot of things I got to do, but inshallah I'm coming back to you, baby boo. I'm a traveling man, moving through places, space and time. Got a lot of things I got to do, but God willing I'm coming back to you, back to you. I'm